guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Oh So Inspired collaboration. This February, we're going to be looking at a card, which I'll just throw on screen there for you. This is by Rachel Block, who has the best Instagram handle ever, which is the Stamping Block. And there are links below to check her out. And I didn't mention this last time, but with all these collaborations, there's always links in the description to see the original artist post and give them some love as well. And while you are in the description box, check out all the links to the other folks who participated in this collab, as you'll be able to see all their videos from this month. But anyway, I was inspired by the sort of pink tones of her card. As you can see, I pulled some pink as well. And also the idea of a floral birthday, which I don't usually do flowers, but I had this really awesome pattern paper, and I thought this would be give us a really cool garden vibe. And then I also had this little friendly guy who's a little garden gnome or nymph kind of called Sweet Pea from Stamp Amy thing. So I thought these would be kind of fun to play with together. And I did essentially this is a Z fold only without the flat part on it. Um, so that is what we have here. The magic of editing, and I just cut a standard panel here, and let us go and tape this guy down. The other thing that I think is really interesting about the original card here is just the idea of um, having sort of a window that you see when you see the front of the card, but also when you open it. I didn't really include that in my particular take on this, but I think that's a really neat idea, and I want to research how those cards go together, especially if there's a way to cut them without specialty dies. Anyway, so now we have our inside piece here. And I was thinking because this time I took a much more abstract inspiration from the original piece as opposed to last time where my card was more literal. So I think I will just sort of alternate between sort of more literal interpretations and ones that have a lot more artistic interpretation in them. And if you're quick, when you see that you have something not lined up like that, you can just go back and have a second chance. Also, this cardstock helps considerably because it is um, pearlescent, so it doesn't like it takes a minute for the tape to grab. This actual character was kind of fun. I actually wound up doing a little bit of watercolor on him, so I really wanted to use him on a card as well. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity, just because he seems very a cheerful garden spirit. And I was going to take some ink and sort of bring in some of the colors of the card, but then I thought, well, I'm going to wind up doing a sentiment and kind of probably put it like this. I don't know. We could do like that. Let's see how this lays out. I like the idea of having it sort of right above his head, but maybe with a slight almost. Yeah, that'll look really cool actually. That'll be almost the same height. So let me just get this together. And I don't know, last month was my first time on this collaboration, and I was really just blown away by how interesting all the different takes on sort of the same card are, which I guess is true anytime we sort of work on projects. But since this one was more, I don't know, it always seems more explicitly open to interpretation. So I really like that. Anyway, let us. I just put a single line of tape down and pretty almost this entire thing I think is going to be oh, I like how this is coming together. Anyway, I think too about this edge we want to apply tape, and then we can just get this all together. So let's times whenever I get to the end of an ATG roll, my ATG tape decides to not be super helpful anymore. But what I'm just gonna do is just lay down some lines. And I want it one right at the edge, but that's probably way more adhesive than I actually need. But that should keep this together. And And all I'll do is just sort of line up this edge because I like that as sort of an idea. Because then you can see that this will all be aligned and our fun little sentiment. So that was a pretty quick card, but I really like where this went. And I think I might add a little something on. I was thinking of potentially using spun sugar, but I kind of like this the way it is because I feel like you have kind of this um, pink, which is basically like a red hue, and as sort of a juxtaposition with the green here and the green in Mr. Sweet Pea's outfit. So this is my very abstract take on our inspiration for the month. And there are a bunch of other. I think I must have mentioned this earlier in the video, but if you get this far, please take a look at all the other folks on the playlist. Anyway, talk to you later and happy collaboration.